Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Setting up tonight has not gone well, but worse things have happened. G'day, Chris. Welcome. Looks like we've got audio. Looks like everything's working. I have shared my stream. Go me. So I put together Chris has shared the stream. I appreciate that. Okay, so man, I was like out until 4, maybe 3:30, and then just been like a mad panic to try and get these tanks ready for welding tonight. And this is the first time I have cut these here. The previous ones we've been making, these are EVO 7 catch cans. The previous ones we've been making have all been from the laser cut pile. I think a mismatch of parts actually. And there was the 4 that I made backwards, which I sit nice and proud in the shop, but they're just there as a reminder that that we've made a mistake. We'll just dip that camera over there. So what I've done on these is the filter basket cut, when it's cut the internal pocket here, I've cut the wrong side of the line, so I've got a big old gap there. Not the end of the world, but I have also ran out of 2.4mm filler, so I've only got 1.6mm filler rods tonight. Pretty sure I do have some 2.4 in some 40-43, but I thought I'd take the opportunity to join a couple of rods together. But we just got to solve the problem. G'day Chris in the chat again. I think I already said g'day, but thanks for being here. A lone rider, I like the name. G'day. So all I'm going to do is grab the drill, put a couple of filler rods in the chuck here, and we're just going to spin them up. I can just hold them together to fill this gap, but spinning them up just gives me a little bit of flexibility to be able to move around a little bit. So I'm just grabbing a pair of pliers to hold the other end here. And hopefully I've got enough strength to spin these up. So it's not quite, 2 and 2 doesn't quite equal 4. So like a 1.6mm rod spun together like this does not necessarily equal a 3.2mm rod. But it certainly works in a pinch for a job like this. Not an ideal solution, but a solution nonetheless. And it was almost enough. There was like a cascade of events, I guess. Almost enough to make me not want to stream tonight. But the whole point of this stream is to show the real life things as they pop up. That was the intent right from the start, or one of the intents. So here we are trying to solve that problem. We're just going to set the gas flow. We're just looking for 7 litres a minute on this gauge. We're a little bit high. Pretty much bang on there, 7 litres a minute. And I just need to swap out this, we might run out of tungsten tonight. I've only got 4 pre-ground, and doing dodgy stuff might equal dipping the tungsten a little bit. But if we have to sharpen more, so be it. So 2.4mm, 2% serrated tungsten here. Really enjoying this tungsten lately. It's been really nice to weld with. So we're just going to get these filter baskets in straight away because I am predicting that we're going to have to come back over them just to make the weld a bit more aesthetic afterwards. So really just trying to plug that hole right now. So this is going to be on a pulse setting. I still haven't set up the welder camera yet, but I'll show you what I've got going on. I have 1.7 hertz, so 0.588 second pulse with a 45% on time. And get that camera to sort of sit in the right area. And everything else is as it was yesterday. So square wave, we're on 130 hertz and negative 33 in the AC balance. They are our old settings, but they seem to work quite well with the pulse. So we've got our two rods we've just spun together there. And we are trying to fill anything from sort of a 2.5 to 3.5 mil gap. Probably a bit generous in some spots, but let's get into it. And note to self, I guess I should have cut off the end that was in the chuck there, just had a bit of trash on it. Not a great start. I think I am going to slow this pulse down. I did want to, originally I wanted a faster pulse, I thought it would be easier to manage it, but everything's happening a bit too quick. Alright, it's not super pretty, but it definitely solved the problem. What I think I will do is come back and just file these down or linish them down, and then go back over them with a bit more of a aesthetically pleasing weld. But we've plugged it up okay. The two rods spun together, worked as intended. Went through two rods though, just getting around there. I'm going to do all three of these while we're sort of set up. I did have a go at this one just with a single 1.6mm rod, which is why I came on this stream knowing ahead of time that I needed to join a couple of rods together. So same deal with these ones. We'll get them in the chuck of the drill, and I'll just get a pair of pliers. A bit easier to put these in a vise or something to hold the other end, but I know you guys can't see everything that's going on, but let's see if we can get the spin in frame. And I won't do the second one. I'll just do what I need. There's no point having more than I need when they're useless the rest of the time. I'm cutting the excess off this time. All right, and now we're back into it. The real welding will start momentarily. Alright, successful. I mean, it's as successful as it's going to be. One more of these to go, and then we can start trying to weld these things properly. This one's the worst one. I think it's probably the first one that I did where I made the discovery. I have just tacked these things in so they don't fall down, but what a pain in the butt, hey? So we're going to spin up another pair of rods. Get these guys in the chuck here. And hold the other end with a pair of pliers. Hopefully. And get the spinning frame if I can hold them. Couldn't have made this harder for myself if I tried. And we'll cut the excess off, so the chuck seemed to contaminate the first lot. These are really difficult to feed with the spun wire. It does feed okay, but it definitely it's definitely not easy. Alright, imagine someone tuning in for the first time and seeing a dude welding with twisted together wire and making welds of this caliber. I apologise if you're tuning in for the first time and this is your first impression of what's going on here. But if you stick around from now, you'll see what actually goes on here, which hopefully might be talking a big game, but it's usually a much better weld quality than this. This looks a lot like my first time welding. Actually, probably looks a hell of a lot better than my first time welding. Oh, it was so annoying, Chris, to prep all the parts. Well, firstly, cut the parts. That's irrelevant. But prep them all, fold them all, tack them all, and then I didn't even realise until it was time to put the baffles in. And it's that, you know, do I knock them all apart and make new top plates, or do this? And yeah, when these cool down tomorrow morning, I'll come in and I'll probably flap disc and then linish them, and then go back over them again just with a pulse and a light bit of filler. And by the time this thing goes through powder coat, nobody will be the wiser, except of course if they see this stream. But at least we can solve the problem, and it's the beauty of welding, isn't it? If we were working with timber, we'd be pretty stuffed. So here we go. So now I just want to get under here, and generally I start with this seam along the bottom here on these tanks. It has been a little while since I've made a set of these, and I am just doing 3 today. So we're going to just go through and do all 3 in unison together. I don't know if in unison is the right word. Do all 3 at the same time, so we'll just flip between the 3, and then we'll end the night with 3 welded tanks, which will be awesome. So let's we'll just flop around through a few settings. I might just save these changes we made to this setting, just in case. We will come back to that shortly, but we'll go back to profile number 1. I know you guys are on a bit of a slant over there. Let's see if I can sort of get you in frame. So profile number 1 for me is just a straight current, auto on the pre-flow and post-flow, no pulse. We're still on the optimal wave, 90 Hertz and negative 35 on the AC balance, and we are running 110 amps max, and with the foot pedal. Oh, g'day Daniel, welcome to the stream. The one and only. It's good to see you. I hope you're going well. Open up the folded angle. Yeah, yes. The problem with that is that they are sort of double caged. So if I make that wider, it actually loses an air cavity on the inside of, because obviously could have folded that out as well. But as that as these 2 top sides fold out, they touch on another baffle just inside there, about 5 mil. Even a little bit risky to do what we've done welding like that, but I know that there's enough room. There's just like a little semicircle in there, but yeah, I did think about splaying them out as well. The easier or other solution would have just been to have make larger filter baskets, but then I have all the filters laser cut to size. It just has a run-on effect. This solved the problem. I mean, there's many ways to solve the problem, isn't there? But this is how I've done it. I've done it this way. Done it this way before as well. I just really need to. I don't know how to stop that from happening. I have an excuse as to why it happened, but I don't have a plan as to how stop that from happening. When I cut, I'm only cutting a 1200 by 600 sheet. But yeah, I'll go and I need to go and change the program and not let it happen again. Daniel, I absolutely feel for you. You do whatever you need to do to look after yourself. It must be the hardest thing in the world. Definitely not trying to relate, but I can certainly imagine how hard it must be. Do whatever you need to do for yourself, man. You know, it's got to be. I can't even elaborate further. But yeah, all the best to you all the time. So we're going to fusion weld up these sharp points here, just to get a bit of a heat soak, and I'm going to run a few tacks up this seam here. I'm just going to bring that stick out in a little bit. It's about 4.5 mil. I'll just bring it down to about 3 mil there. I thought a little bit longer might be better, but getting a little bit of contamination. It might be on the material, or it could be in the cup actually. We'll see how it goes going forward. I'm tempted to try this setting. Actually, no, because I know that I'll regret it. Let's just jump in here and we'll cruise back to that pulse setting. There's no point trying to risk it at all. I was going up that thinking I definitely should have started from the other end, and then right here blew a massive hole into it. Managed to recover not too bad. You can certainly see where I had to build up that hole there and figure that out, but it does look reasonable still. But yeah, should definitely start from that that area that would be most heat affected. We'll go ahead and continue on with the other seams on the other tanks. I have lost audio again. I'm assuming that you all still have audio. This seems to be a recurring thing. It might actually. It might actually be the welder knocking out my internet. Yeah, I'm still good. Yeah, Daniel, I'm glad that you feel like you can come here and it's a place to feel accepted. I don't know, without getting too wooey or wishy-washy, whatever. But yeah, I think it's really important to just be open and honest and real, and I guess that's how I like to express myself. So I'm glad that that you find it a nice place to come, or potentially find a nice place to come. Third hand, yeah, man. When you get to it, sling me a price, whatever you think, and I'll tell you if I'm interested or not. That's cool. No rush my end. It's excuse me. No rush my end. It's you know, whenever you're able or got time, or probably more so in the mood to do it. Yeah, let us know. No stress at all. Should I attempt to? No, I shouldn't. I was just trying to be. Am I trying to be lazy? I'm not sure what's going on. I might do both of these. I'll just go back to profile number 1 and we'll do this fusion weld. I'll do both of these tanks so I don't have to flip between settings again. I'll get you on a welding screen. Did we lose cameras? No. So I came down a little bit further. We did have the blowout about 10 mil lower than that, but I did use filler on that one, and we will start at this end. Hopefully that solves that problem. There is a little bit of a gap in this direction, but I think we'll be able to smooth that out as we weld. But we'll just go ahead and prep up this second one, third one, I guess it is. And make sure we're all good before we change the settings. Okay, that should be okay. I might just prop this up a little bit higher to flatten that guy out, and we'll jump back into these. Is that camera pointing there? Yes. Jump back into that pulse setting. And let's see how we go. Let's hope for a good weld. Not too bad. Definitely a lot kinder to me to travel in that direction. Still, there was a little bit of that gap. The next one has that offset. We'll see how that one goes, but not too bad. Massive etching zone on this, considering we are at 7 litres. What I want to go this direction here, and I think we'll be fine. And that's the best one of the 3 for sure. Still not the best I've ever done, but not too bad at all. Probably need to up the amperage a little bit, I think. But that's totally fine. It's totally fine. We'll go back to, so now I've got these guys out of order. Let's put those back in order. And the order is merely which ones had the most time to cool down. And then we'll get up here and weld these tops out. Profile number 1 is what we want. And let's get some more filler rods queued up. And here we go. part's starting to get a little bit too hot now. I think I'll just back off a little, or back off and do another one while this one cools a fraction. Look at the difference. I mean, this weld isn't perfect, but the difference compared to that filter basket weld is very noticeable. Really enjoyed this curve. Not quite as tight as the Evo 6, this is Evo 7. Normally I don't enjoy them, but felt really good. Nice smooth wrist action around the end there, which is really nice to manage. We'll pop him aside and dive in to the next one. This guy's still quite warm from the last weld, but we might not quite go as far. I might just go until before the fittings. That's where I noticed the part was getting really, really hot, the fitting holes. And we are swapping to a fresh chill block. everything cruised around there pretty nicely too. Again, really happy with that curved weld. It looks like it came up really nicely. Across the front here, I'm not sure what's going on. I've got the same sort of undulation, probably because we've messed around with it a lot, but I think if I get the angle right, it still looks really nice. And I stopped as soon as I got into this weld because I thought I forgot to turn a welding screen on, so I just stopped to double check, and you can see that stop start in it there. But yeah, I definitely made the right decision. I keep saying we, but I definitely made the right decision to not carry on around that little end there. And number 3, so I don't know if you could see that while I was welding. I don't know, I'll try and show you here. Where's the focus box here? Can you see that tiny little nodule forming on this top side? I guess it's closest to the camera. There, maybe? No, I've got a little nodule forming on this. I think this is the first time I've ever had a noduly phenomenon, I guess, problem with the serrated tungsten. I usually, or I'm almost exclusively get it with like the World-Porn pink and the Trimix purple. So I will just jump in and just bowl this thing. They have been bowling quite nicely on their own lately, but we'll just get in here and bowl this guy. They do bowl so fastly and so fast and so beautifully. I should take the time to do that. I should have taken the time to do that between the 2 catch cans. I was actually sort of just seeing if it would sort itself out, just for curiosity's sake. But there, I don't know if that will focus, but nice bowl there. And let's carry on. and felt a little bit better. I think I got that undulating consistency solved with the balling of the tungsten. Had a little bit of a issue here. It's exactly the same spot where I had that stop-start on the last part, coincidentally. But really happy with that. Looks really nice. Again, I'll just note, if anyone's joining or sees this later, these were some 3 to 4 mil gaps around these filter baskets that we filled by twisting 2 filler rods together. That's why they look like absolute garbage. And I will be grinding those down and re-welding over the top. But it was just filling a really large gap. Just to recap, we seem to be doing pretty well for time. I will continue on with welding these tops out. Looks good, thank you, Chris. I think tonight, I don't know why I was was it last night, having issues with settings. I find it really amusing how some nights things feel great and other nights just feels like something's off, and it's never something specific. Yeah, everything's welding really nice. I actually packaged up those R32 and R33 cans we did last week to take to the powder coater today, and some of the welds on there were really impressive, if I do say so myself. But to see them a few days later and be impressed with them was really good. So, which was all done on these on this Optima 90 Hz setting, as opposed to our square wave and 130 Hz. But yeah, they look really good. Seeing them again. So we're still just swapping through chill blocks. They're still fairly cold. But yeah, we'll just carry on around the back here. While I was doing that weld, there was something that I was going to come back and say, but I can't remember. Hopefully it pops back, or it's not important, I guess. Looks good. Really happy with how that's turned out. Did have, I don't know what this was on the top here. You can see I have lineaged across it. I thought it was on the material, but it's sort of like a scuff in the material. I think it was a transit mark. But there was something in the aluminium as I went past there. I think you can see it slightly in the weld. But other than that, it looks really, really good. We'll jump into the next one. This one's a bit of a bad fit up down here. No idea why, to be honest. But we'll sort it out when we get to that part. It's looking like tomorrow's problem at this point, which is fantastic. And pretty nice as well. I was a bit worried about the top here where we've got this massive overhang. We've got had it on both faces where I had to tuck this little panel in behind the back piece here, but welded up really nicely. The bracket actually curves around this when the bracket gets welded on, but that looks really good too. We'll I think we've got just enough time to do the third one. Finish off the top on the third one at least. This one looks excellent. I'm really happy with that curved weld. We'll use this chill block here. And we did it with 3 minutes to spare. That looks really good as well. Nothing to point out or note. Yeah, happy with that. G'day Ash, welcome to the stream. You've come right at the tail end, but I appreciate you being here. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, real happy with how these turned out. I will try and get these ground down tomorrow before tomorrow night's stream, and tomorrow we'll flip them over and do the bottoms, and hopefully we'll do the vanity weld on those filter baskets, and then everyone will get to see the transformation of these shitty welds, hopefully into something that looks semi-decent. At least something that will look good powder coated. Yeah, freaking awesome. So 3 catch cans, half welded. Trying to be really mindful of keeping to an end time on the stream. My intent with that is to be respectful of you guys, that the stream isn't open-ended. and just ending whenever I feel like it. That will happen from time to time, certainly if there's a night where I have to get a job done. But I'm really going to try and be mindful going forward to have a dedicated start and stop time, and the thought process behind that is for respect. So 7 o'clock is going to be the designated end time, but like I said, if the chat doesn't want to end, or if work needs to be done, it'll continue on. But that's a small change we're making moving forward. Yeah, I think welding for me is quite meditative. I'm not quite sure what the right word is for that, but often I have great ideas, sort of like shower thoughts while I'm welding. And just while I was finishing off that weld, then I had a blink of a thought in regards to the packaging of my products, about adding some thank yous inside the box. I actually laser engraved the boxes, and I need to do 50 of them tomorrow. So I'm going to include a little bit of a thank you to all the businesses that go into making these products possible, as well as the customers, of course. But yeah, I just had that idea, and now it's verbalized, so it has to come true. I have to do it. But anyway, we're going to wrap it up here. Evo 7 catch cans. We had this derpy problem we had to fix. If you're just catching the stream now, and you want to go back and catch the VOD rather, on YouTube, and see how I filled these 4mm gaps around the top here, that's certainly available to you. There is a whole ass playlist of streams with over, I think there's over 115 in there. I definitely need to add a few more, but there's tons and tons of videos on my channel if you're into welding and you want to see what's going on. I appreciate you checking that out. Anyone who was here tonight that didn't jump into the chat, thank you so much. Chris, as always, I can't say thank you enough. I really appreciate you popping into the chat every night. And I don't know if it's in my feed. We had someone alone jump in. I apologize, I haven't recalled your name, and I can't scroll up high enough to see you, but and Ash popping in at the end, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys taking the time to jump into the chat. The chat is it's super important for the stream. The interaction really helps me. Gives us content to talk about. Content's not the right word, but a conversation to have. And yeah, I appreciate all of you guys taking the time to log into the chat and say something. It's really awesome and really important. Yeah, the sound of welding. Yeah, I appreciate you keeping the stream open. That is really awesome. And sorry if my rambling at the end of the stream is what woke you up, but I do have a couple of ASMR welding videos that are just, you've just made me think of that, that have been quite popular, and one of them in particular has a nice vibe to it, I think. But yeah, great ASMR for streaming. I think the last one I did, I had 2 separate microphones with a audio recorder. But yeah, I don't know if that's your jam. There's definitely a welding ASMR video up on my channel somewhere. Daniel, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I know the time zone sucks, but I'm so glad that you keep coming back, and yeah, all the best to you always. And that's it. Anyone that's catching the VOD, so the video after it was live, if you're on YouTube watching this thing, hit the thumb up. That really helps. If you're new and you want to see what we've got going on in the future, or if you just want to help this channel grow a little bit, hitting that subscribe button really helps the channel out right now. That's it. That's enough rambling. I will be back tomorrow, 5:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time, unless I have technical difficulties. and we will be continuing welding these EVO 7 catch cans. We'll get them buttoned up. So I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. Take it easy, and I will see you soon.